Hey there, this is JP Bailey, the author of Emotional Freedom Techniques for Codependency Recovery. And today I'm going to do a tapping session on shame. Shame is a really big issue, of course, but it's a complex issue. Shame and guilt plague people who feel that they're codependent. Um, People from toxic or dysfunctional families have big issues with shame and guilt. They're not the same, but they go together, the shame and the guilt. And there's a lot of complex issues that go with shame, feeling not good enough, um, being disapproved of. Lots of different things will trigger shame. And I think a lot of times when people in recovery, let's just call them people in recovery. I don't like to put labels, but I want to be able to identify who I'm talking about so you know you're on the right track here. But um, people in recovery sometimes report, and I felt the same way, that when I have other feelings, shame and guilt often come up. For example, when I'm scared of something, I'll have shame also kind of come up. So now I got to deal with fear and shame. When I get angry at someone, I often feel very guilty about that anger, right? When I want to remove myself from someone, have little or no contact with someone, get someone out of my life, someone else leaves, maybe there's some kind of abandonment or rejection, shame and guilt come to pay a visit with that. Trying to set boundaries, shame comes up. All these different things is triggering the shame and guilt. So that's why I thought it was really important to dig into the shame a little bit more, really see where I'm thinking, feeling it, and do a really good comprehensive tapping session on this issue. Now you can just follow along on any shame, but it's better to actually, pick a certain incident where you definitely felt shame and you want to work on that issue. You want to clear the shame from that particular event, say. But this could also be used in the future for when you notice shame popped up again. So you might do a tapping round because you were scared of something and had shame. Another time it might be the anger and shame. Another time it might be dealing with boundaries and shame. You see what I mean? So I don't think one tapping session on shame is going to cure it all. But if you start to dig in there on the general topic of shame and then start to notice when different shames come up, tap on them when they do come up. And eventually you'll run out of things to tap on with it because you'll be able to feel your feelings without the shame dominating everything and overtaking you again. I mean, that's the whole point of clearing this shame pattern, this program that is operating and gets triggered a lot by almost anything we do to recover, move forward, or even just processing everyday things in life. So let me go over to my tapping diagram so we can get started. What I'm going to do is do a full round on the general feeling of shame, and then I'm going to do one or two little shortcut rounds where I'm going to do more freestyle and kind of get into just what comes up in my own mind. That's, I found, the best way to go ahead and do the structure of tapping the way you're quote unquote supposed to do it, and then do some freestyle tapping to really get everything, out and cleared up. Okay, so we're going to start on the side of our hand, that karate chop tapping point. That's where we always set up around. So I'm tapping there now. I'm going to say 3 times. Even though I have this shame, I love and accept myself. Even though I have shame, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this shame, I love and accept myself. And on the eyebrow point, tapping a few times, I feel so ashamed. On the side of the eye, I feel shame. Under the eye, the shame. Under the nose, shaming. On the chin, the shaming. Collarbone, the shaming pattern. Under the arm, the shaming program. On the thumb, the shame. On the first finger, the shame feeling. On the middle finger, this feeling of shame. On the little finger, the shame. Find the gamut spot on the back of the hand and just rub that in a circle while doing the left-right brain exercises as follows. So rub in the gamut spot. The gamut spot is between the pinky and the ring finger knuckles, about 1 inch down. It's a little depression kind of between the tendons of your pinky and ring finger there. That's called the triple warmer spot. All right, close your eyes for a second. Open them. Look down hard to the right. Look hard down to the left. You're still rubbing the gamut spot in the back of your hand. Now pretend there's a giant clock in front of you and look up to 12 o'clock. Keeping your head still, roll your eyes around the clock a whole way clockwise, all the way around like a big giant circle. When you get back to the 12, go counterclockwise now. Roll your eyes a nice big round circle all the way around as far as you can go without moving your head. And then you hum a little and count a little. This is the left and right brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because music is the right brain and counting is the left brain. Of course, the left brain connects to the right brain where we're thinking like math and thinking stuff, and the left brain connects to the right where, or vice versa, where we're creative, where music and art is. So that's why we do the little humming and counting. After you do the gamut spot routine, which we just did, we're going to go back to the eyebrow point, tapping there on the shame, and the side of the eye, the shame, under the eye, the shame, under the nose, the shame. On the chin, the shame. Collarbone, the shame. Under the arm, the shame. On the thumb, the shame. First finger, the shame feeling. On the middle finger, the shame feeling. Pinky, the shame feeling. And on the top of the head, the shame feeling. And now, when we go to the shortcut round, you notice we're just going to tap around the face, collarbone, underarm, back around the face. We skip the hands altogether and we skip the gamut spot. And here's where I go a little bit more freestyle. I did this earlier and had a really intense session with myself, but I did take notes because I wanted to share how this could possibly look. All right, so on the karate chop point again. Oh, and I did forget to rate my shame on a scale of 1 to 10. You want to do that in the beginning. I'd say, yesterday I was at a shame like a 10, 11. And I did a huge round and I brought it way, way down to maybe a 1 or a 2. Like I really hardly could feel it at all. So this, it took maybe a half hour of doing it, maybe 2 or 3 times. So that's why it's so important to do these little shortcut rounds. You can get a lot of stuff out and done by throwing this in. So let's get started. On the karate chop point, even though I still have some of this shame, I love and accept myself. Even though I still have some of this shame remaining, I love and accept myself. Now, usually I just do it 2 times when doing shortcut rounds, so we're going to stop there and go to the eyebrow point. Now, I'm just going to say whatever comes to mind about shame now. I'm going to let myself freestyle it. I'm always feeling guilty and afraid of what might happen on the side of the eye. I'm always feeling the shame anytime I have this fear of something bad might happen. Under the eye. What if something bad happens or I mess up? I don't want to feel more shame if I mess up. Okay, under the nose. I feel the shame in my bones, on my chin. I feel the shame in my body sensations. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my throat. There we go, on the collarbone. I can feel the guilt no matter what I do, but I have to keep going. But if I keep going, I feel guilty. Under the arm. I just don't feel safe unless I feel guilt. If I feel like I can go forward without being codependent, like taking care of someone or caretaking, people pleasing, I don't feel safe unless I feel guilty somehow. I don't know how that works, but that's how I feel. Okay, back up to the eyebrow point. I'm afraid to let go of my shame. I'm terrified even. It's not familiar. It would be a huge change. I don't know. I don't know what would be left if I let go of it. On the side of the eye, I don't know how to feel any other way. This is my normal feeling. I feel stuff and then I feel the shame come up, and I think that's what keeps me in line and makes me do good things. Even though that doesn't sound right anymore to me. Under the eye. I can't let go or turn it over or trust to just let go of the shame. Feel like I have to hold on to it, or something bad will happen if I let go. Under the nose. Arrogant people make me feel worthless. On the chin. Mean people make me feel shamed and scared. Scared but shamed too. It's weird. On the collarbone. I'm always feeling guilty when I say no. Under the arm. I'm always feeling guilty when I want to take care of me for a change, when I want to take care of me first this time. I want to just be happy, and when someone else isn't, I feel guilty. Okay, and then a few on the top of the head, I'm going to just say, always feeling guilt and shame when other people are unhappy, and kind of let my hand off. Take a deep breath. So I basically tapped around and around a few times. You could do it a couple more on just like I did, all the thoughts and issues that came up, or take notes and reread them later and just let yourself go freestyle, all these things. Now I stopped there because I pretty much started to feel clear. I pretty much started to feel like some of the sentences I was reading from my notes felt like they didn't make any sense, and they were completely untrue. They didn't trigger me. I didn't feel them anymore. Now yesterday I felt them to my core. I want to tell you, I was feeling it so much it was all I could do but just tap and say out loud, I'm feeling this utter, desperate shame and guilt that I could not shake. So now what I'm going to do is a shortcut round tapping, but on my new choices, okay? Because I don't want to just leave a vacuum of, eliminating guilt and shame without replacing it with some new choices, some new options, new decisions of what I want for me. So let's get started, and you can throw in whatever wording you want for this, or tap along. So on the karate chop point, I now choose peace and joy and happiness. Tapping on the karate chop. I now choose peace and joy and happiness. On my eyebrow, I love feeling innocent. I'm not guilty. I'm innocent. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just living life the best I can. Okay. On the side of the eye, I love being humble. I don't have to feel humiliated, but I do love feeling humble because then I'm in a learning, compassionate space. Under my eye, I choose to wipe my slate clean no matter what I've done, no matter what mistakes I've made. I choose to wipe my slate clean today and every day, starting fresh and new and moving forward. Under the nose. I feel deep appreciation for being alive. I'm alive. I have a life. I have all this knowledge. I have many things to be grateful for, and I feel a sense of appreciation for all I am and for all I have. And I feel appreciation for being able to let go of things that no longer serve me. Or once I learn a lesson, I'm ready to let go. Okay, on the chin. I love who I am and how I feel. I love who I am and how I feel. And since I love how I feel, I'm willing to process my feelings, tap on my feelings, just pay attention to them, deal with them a little bit more. Don't let them just go on automatic pilot. I'm in control. I'm in the cockpit of my life, my brain, and my heart. And I trust my higher power to lead me in that. I mean, I'm not talking egotistical there. So on my collarbone, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful I have a life. I have another chance, that I have so many options, that there's lots of people, and there's lots of things I can do. It's not over yet. And then under my arm, I'm worthy and deserving of love and respect in return in all my relationships and interactions with people. And on top of my head, I love feeling joy, peace, and happiness in my life today. And shake my hands out, kind of like letting it all go. And you might want to adjust your posture a little. I usually take nice deep breaths, drink some water. That helps to move energy, stretching, changing your posture, sitting up straight, lifting your head up, smiling. Let your eyes smile, your mouth smile. Really get into more of a physiological posture of joy, happiness, and peace. Because sometimes when we're in shame and guilt and all the negative type feelings, we don't realize it, but we put our face and our body into these negative, fearful postures. Almost like we want to go into that fetal position again of, holding everything in and slouching and looking down and wanting to just crawl up because there's all this tension. So after doing energy practices like this, I want to pay attention to my posture and bring it up and alive again where my natural state is. I don't have to go into a fake thing like, oh, I'm going to walk around with a fake smile. No, I mean, genuinely, I'm smiling because I do feel relief. And that's probably my signal to start wrapping this up. So, tapping on shame and guilt is very important because that's almost like a secondary emotion that gets triggered whenever we're doing difficult work or having difficult feelings or times in our life. And it's that shame that can really hold us back. So don't be afraid of shame. Dig into it while tapping. Physically tapping on the body is going to help our energy move and get clear. Doing those left-right brain exercises is going to help the left-right brain communicate, just like with EMDR, getting the reprocessing effect going, getting the desensitization effect going, so that we get unstuck from that point and move along the continuum of recovery and healing for that particular shame, not getting stuck with it and carrying it, with us into our future of something that happened a long time ago, or maybe just a program and a wrong decision. We don't have to stay stuck there. We can loosen it up. We can dig into it. We can admit all these shames to ourselves while tapping and get that freedom from it, that emotional freedom. That's why they call it emotional freedom techniques, tapping, EFT. Check it out. Do it every day. Do it on one issue at a time. Do it when you're charged up, when issues come up, and then just do it as a regular practice on different things that you have issues about or something you're working on. Perhaps it's something that's going to take some time, like grieving. You don't just tap and then grieving's gone. Nobody can help you process the different stuff that comes up along the way, especially shame and guilt. It's like a secret killer. These things really hold us back and keep us down. And I'm giving you permission and telling you you deserve better and you deserve to be free of guilt and shame because you are innocent. You can have a fresh, clean slate today. You can learn your lessons, keep moving forward, and nobody or nothing has a right to hold you down or take your power, especially that inner critical voice that we need to tap on every day to be more of our true selves and get more and more free and more recovered to live a better, happy life and to be loving each other better. So until next time, take good care and take action. Happy tapping.